It is Down Home with Tina, and I'm your host, Tina Thompson. Excited to be here as I always am, each week bringing new things to you. The one I've got coming up first, my first guest, is not new. It's Corey Schoonover, the Executive Director of the Fairfield Area Humane Society. They've got something new that they're doing this year instead of wolf stock that they've done for several years. So I think you're going to want to stick around just to see what that's all about. And also, I did a little traveling with a friend of mine, Jody Bird. She's a travel writer, blogger, and it's Bountiful Blessings. And we went on a little business trip a couple of weeks ago, and I like to say we took over Tuscarawas County. So I had the opportunity to talk with somebody there. Her name is Diane, and I'll have more of that in just a minute. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. Corey Schoonover, he is a regular on the show. Fairfield Area Humane Society also happens to be a sponsor. I'm very excited. I've worked with Corey, though, for years now. I'm an avid supporter of the Humane Society, everything that you do. Things continue to grow over there. And you have had in the past wolf stock.
Yes.
And you are changing it up a little bit this year. I'll let you explain it. Why are you changing it up?
I got bored. No, I don't. No.
Try something new.
It's
right?
something different. I mean, wolf stock kind of ran its natural course, I guess, as a fundraiser. And we've done it for 11 or 12 years. And fundraising and planning events is a tough thing. I think we all enjoy going to events and all of that, and if you haven't really been behind the scenes of one, you don't realize how much effort it takes, and then you start to think, okay, is it worth it? How do we take it to the next level? Is there a next level? And I think for us, with how busy we've been with all of our different services and things like that, it was just kind of really time to refocus, I guess.
Well, and I think that you may agree with me on this as well. You are an establishment where you want people to come to it, and that's what you're going to have that's new, because back when you first started, you weren't proud to have, not saying it was in really horrible condition, but you've gotten and done so many different things. You have the cat condos now, which you've had those for several years now, I know. You have new things going on. It's nice. You've repainted. Right. There are just so many many things that were upgraded and that's what you're looking now. And why wouldn't you want? You've got your little store there, to have folks to start to come there if you can make that happen. And that's kind of like, I'm not saying that was your idea, but I just think it really is a great idea.
Yeah, well, and I think, being on site is important. So it's almost, the event almost turns into open house in its own. Yeah. And so on. So, because, I mean, we've been doing this for a long time, and I still talk to people, and they don't realize all the things that we do. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it's good to kind of get them on site. Wolf stock grew to the point where it was too big to have on site. There's just not enough parking or whatever. So we've come up with, I've coined it our Saturday social series.
Instead of wolf
stock. So there's still going to be some of the same things. It's just I've looked at breaking it down to the last Saturday of August, the last Saturday of September, the last Saturday of October. Still be able to offer limited spaces for our low-cost vaccine clinic that people like to take advantage of.
Which Wolfstock, you were taking a bunch of that stuff to
where
you were having.
And then
that.
people
would
always ask,
there.
and people would always ask, well, do you have any of your adoptable pets with you? That's hard for events because we're getting new animals in all the time. We don't necessarily know how they're going to respond in a larger group or event setting. So
and heat, even you're dealing with that factor if it's too hot for them to be out like
right.
that too.
And and I answer that question quite a bit in like 4th of July parade as an example. There was a year that we did it. It was so hot we didn't bring animals to walk. People were kind of upset about that and like, well, it's 95 degrees, and we don't want to walk on a hot pavement, So things like that, or again, it really goes back to let's do some smaller scaled down versions that kind of fit in what we're wanting to do. And so the people are going to come for those services. They're going to be able to see everything else that we're offering and then going to be able to see the animals. So we're hoping, we'll have some great options for adoption like we always do. And, but then we're going to try and theme them. We're hoping to still do the wiener dog races, which was a big hit. Halloween weekend, so we're going to theme that to like costume contests, things like that.
I know you want to split it up, but I just got a great idea. Halloween races.
I was really,
And they could be dressed up and racing in costume. That would be really funny.
There was a particular food truck that I thought would totally make sense for the wiener dog races to be there. They're not available, and then I thought I'm just gonna make my dad grill hot dogs like the whole time, during the wiener races. But so like for me, I think the cheesier the better.
You're talking to me, I'm going to be all for that.
So the cheesier the better with things like that. But really bringing everybody to our place, I think, really helps with getting the word out of all the different things that we do.
Yeah. You looking forward to this new fun stuff?
I'm always up for I can't blame anyone for the ideas because they're my ideas. So it's kind of we'll see how it goes, and it usually turns out great because we have great support from the community and all of our advocates. So
and you just had, is it the largest month of adoptions in July?
Yeah. Which is crazy to think about, with everything going on and the economy. And then my Facebook feed and messages are just flooded by animal rescues and things like that. And there's a lot of places struggling, and the fact that we're blessed in that way, and we're able to help people, and that's important. We're able to really help keep animals in their homes with our services. So.
12 years you've been working on this.
Yeah.
With when you first came to the Humane Society, and continuing to like the dog park. I mean, you've done a great job, Corey, just getting folks to come in.
Yeah,
and
I
think
your
front or your flea stuff there. Yeah. You can now, of course, with the clinic. What are the hours for the vet clinic?
Yeah, vet clinic is open and it's by appointment, so you have to call in to get one. But they have office hours from 9 to 3:30 on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
We're looking to add on to that. We've started doing dentals. We've started doing a lot of other things. We do your blood work. So so even when you add that to like our low-cost grooming and boarding services and the spay and neuter clinic, we are gearing our services towards pet owners and so they're able to afford those services, keep their animals. They're not turning them in because it's unaffordable. So
this isn't something I don't think that we've ever talked about on this show, but when it comes to donations, folks can leave in a will or something like to you guys, and it's not unheard of for them to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where you have in the past been able to do bigger and better things for the Humane Society. It's because of those generous donations that folks have left.
Yep. And those are kind of the unseen, behind the scenes type of things, because there's a lot of people that do those that they don't want the recognition. They ask you not to. But then the ones that do, you'll notice around our place, plaques or or whatever. But you know what? There's a lot of people that like animals more than they like people, and we don't sit on our hands with that. So there's always an opportunity for us to figure out how to help people with those legacy gifts.
Yeah, and that's why I'm sharing it with folks, is because I want them to know that is an option, that they can do that.
Yeah. Why not leave us in your will?
Of course Corey's going to say that. Of course he is.
That's what I'm here for. I'm a fundraising guy. Like, hey, but no.
But you've done it in a very smart way. I know we've only got like a minute left.
And people can see, I think what's important, and we've had some donors that have given us money while they're still here, and some that aren't, but you can see where your donation goes. Even if you're doing like a monthly donation of $25, or you're bringing in supplies of cat litter and cat food, because as a nonprofit, we depend on those things. You can see your donation in action.
Yes,
and that's important to me, and I think we've done really well in showing that to the community. And man, we have some. I know we don't have time, but we have some. I have even something bigger and crazier coming.
So you'll be back. Yeah. Definitely, you'll definitely be back, because I'll hound him to come back. No, hound. No. So fairhumane.org is the website, folks. Yep. They're on Facebook, Fairfield Area Humane Society. Follow them. You can get all their information. 1721 Granville Pike in Lancaster. I finally got that after 12 years. Corey, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Folks, I've got something special coming up next. It's Down Home with Tina, traveling Ohio. I'll be right back.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Hey, it's Down Home with Tina, and I'm doing something a little different. You can say it's Traveling Tina if you would like, but I am going out and about. And so this segment coming up next, I went to Tuscarawas County, and I met up with a gal who helped to organize for me and a friend of mine to go and do some interviews at different establishments and stuff. And it's called Down Home with Tina, Traveling the USA. And I hope that you enjoy it. It's Down Home with Tina, a special episode. It's on the road. A friend of mine, Jody Bird, she is a travel blogger, and she had asked me, it's been a good couple of months, because she has a great relationship with Diane, I want to get this right, Lautenschlager. She is the Partnership Development at Tuscarawas County Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I was so excited because I love to get the opportunity to not only go new places, meet people, but offer to other folks in other areas for them to just find out and learn about Diane, the things that you have to offer. Because the Hocking Hills is what we have in our area, and you know, it's beautiful down there, and we have different things. But oh my goodness, this is my first time up here. I don't know if you've known that. I've never even been to Amish country yet. And so everything is new to me, and I am loving it. What a beautiful place, city, town. New Philadelphia is where we are, folks. I'm gonna let you go ahead and start off with just what do you think about your city and what you do and why you do it?
You know, Tina, I'm so glad that you and Jody are here. Jody did first visit with us 2 years ago, had a great time, and I was so happy that she and I have continued to have a relationship. We are social media friends now, and I feel that we are in communication with one another on a frequent level because of following one another and just seeing her immersion and loving to get out and go places. So yes, when she made mention that you were going to be able to be with us, I was totally down for that and so excited. But Tina, it is fabulous to have you here. Folks that aren't familiar with our place, we always like to first talk about where we are so people understand. So Tuscarawas County is an Appalachian county. We are located exactly 100 miles south of Cleveland, 100 miles east of Columbus, and then 100 miles west of Pittsburgh. So if you put a pin in it, that's where you're going to find Tuscarawas County. So welcome. We're glad you're here.
Oh, goodness. And 100 miles, I always say, you're just not very far for folks to take a day trip.
Exactly.
You'll come and you'll want to stay overnight because you'll want more, because there is so much, because we're here for a couple of days and there's so much even in 2 days to cover that I'm not even going to get to see everything. So I'm definitely going to come back, but it's not about me. It's about your town and the villages that you have, and the shops and the historical places and museums. And we've got a lot to cover, don't we, Diane?
We do. We're going to have to talk fast, Tina, and we already are.
Oh, no. Right? When I get excited, I'm like, we're just going to go at it. So anyways, where do you want to begin?
So I think really when visitors come in, realize that you are visiting small towns. This is small town life, and each one of our communities does have very distinctive personalities.
Yep.
In the north part of the county, we have Bolivar, we have historic Zor Village, we have Fort Lawrence, and so some very early American history. Fort Lawrence is the only Revolutionary War fort in Ohio, and they are in the process. You're going to hear them in the news now. They're going to be rebuilding a portion of the fort, making some additions in celebration of America's 250th anniversary coming up. So very important history taking place right here. And I think last evening you had the opportunity to immerse yourself in a little bit of our history, and even earlier in the day.
Yes, the historic Schönbrunn Village that we got to go see and get a tour on that. That is something really interesting, and with our guide, Seth Angel, volunteer there, I think most of his life, he's been involved with the village, if I recall. It's just, he talked about the homeschool school kids that come there, the history, once again, I knew nothing about, being it was 1772.
Exactly.
Is when that was founded and brought and settled there.
Yeah. David Zeisberger was a Moravian missionary. He came over here from Pennsylvania, established the village, and while he operated the village successfully for 5 years, he Christianized 600 Delaware Indians. So it is the site of the first school and the first church on the American frontier. So very important history took place here. And what is so neat, what I always like to point out to people is, so where Schönbrunn Village is located, the site of the first school, just a stone's throw from there is Kent State University. Beyond there, we have a fabulous career center. So that point of education continues to be strong in that location. I think it's very fitting.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The Denison Railroad Depot Museum is another historical place.
It is. So they are a National Historic Landmark, and the history of the depot is absolutely so touching because, as I just said at the beginning of our segment, our location, we were a water stop for steam engine trains who were taking troops to the war front during World War II. So we had a local volunteer, Lucille Neusdorfer. She was only 15 years at the time, 15 years old. But she realized that our American troops deserved a piece of the home front, a little bit of pampering. So while that steam engine was being filled with water, volunteers organized from 7 surrounding counties, Tuscarawas County in the middle. We provided food to 1.3 million soldiers during World War II. So the depot, the original depot, has been preserved, it's been revitalized, and it becomes a really thriving center for life within the community of Denison. That revitalization of that train depot really has been a springboard for other revitalization in the community. Denison is just a sweet little village, and not completely open yet, but they're going to have their first brewery in their downtown in a church. So you know that community continues to want to preserve the history, share their stories. There's a great collection of World War II murals that have been painted by a local artist in Denison. They're up to about 20 right now, so folks can come in. And lastly, I would want to mention, because families have always been so important in all of our communities, but Denison has the only Ohio Polar Express train ride right now in Christmas time. So folks looking for a great experience with their kids need to buy tickets and go experience
that. Just what we talked about is like, I think, a day and a half of what, even maybe more. But we haven't talked about the downtown in New Philadelphia. You had mentioned the revitalization of Denison. So have you guys here in New Philadelphia had to go through anything? I know in our own city we did have a time where it was just like, what's going on? We need life again. Did you go through that?
Yes. And what I really love about our communities is that we are not satisfied with status quo. We're not satisfied with where we are today. So it's interesting, when you talk about that revitalization, it definitely is always ongoing here, because Tuscarawas County, we do have right now more jobs available than we have individuals to work. And we realize that people want to come to a great place, not only for a great career for their life, but a good place that they can call home. So pride runs deep within our community.
Perfect.
So talking about that revitalization, New Philly is so fun right now because we have great entrepreneurs lining our streets. We talked about the downtown cinema, right, with its historic neon marquee out front, and murals. We have galleries in our county, or in New Philadelphia in our community, and we probably have about 15 murals right now. Many of them, the paint is still just drying on them, and fabulous local artists creating those artworks. So
Jody and I were out and about. We got distracted, because we stopped in one of the shops, and it's easy to just spend 15, 20 minutes to even half an hour in one of your shops, speaking to one of the owners, and those local businesses, and giving that what the service that they offer to their clients. And it's just been a really, really great time. But what I was going to say, the murals, we haven't even gotten to see all of them, but it's fabulous having that connection with, and those who have that passion and that drive and are motivated to bring your city back to life is a blessing.
It is. We are so fortunate in the area as well, too, as all of our communities are. But you really have those stakeholders, those impassioned people who are willing to do whatever it takes to really create a great sense of place for our residents and a great experience for our visitors coming in. And do you know what I realized we haven't even spoken about yet? We haven't talked about food.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm a foodie.
I know, right? So 65% of people, when they're making a decision to travel, they're looking at the food available in the area. So I want you to rest assured you're not going to leave hungry. We're so thankful, as we made mention, Tuscarawas County, really, we are that gateway to Ohio's Amish country. And so you have that Amish cuisine that is available. I think tomorrow morning you're going to be having breakfast at Amish Country Donuts. And that's just a whole different experience. A great menu with really things that are even fresh and fabulous bowls. Bowls are a thing now. So you can order your fabulous breakfast bowl, but you have to order a donut too, please. They have a food truck that they'll get out to festivals or farm market and what have you. And people always laugh and say their donuts are as big as your head, because they do make these oversized glazed donuts that are just absolutely melt in your mouth fantastic.
I can't wait.
But we have, this evening you're going to be having dinner at The Point, locally owned restaurant, and just really works to provide that quality experience, that personal experience, and good food. So.
And you guys, we're talking about food too, but you have like the world's largest cuckoo clock. And then you have this park that is like a mini, what is it? An amusement park, a mini.
Yes.
Like Coney Island.
Yes.
I know we mentioned about that.
Yes.
So many wonderful and awesome things that you guys offer.
Yes. Wineries, breweries as well, too. I know, right? Right now, Tuscarawas County really can become a wine destination. We have 9 wineries within the county. We have 3 breweries. The 4th one will be Holy Moly, as I made mention again. And so folks can really plan to come here, a weekend girls trip. But we also have those multi-generational experiences available. If there's an aunt or an uncle or a grandma and grandpa, and they want to pick up their kids and they want to visit two of our National Historic Landmarks, Tuscarawas Park, as you make mention. So.
I think that sometimes when you do have grandma and grandpa, you want to bring them along. They may not want to go do a long walk trip. Well, maybe they'll do this and then you do that, but just come together because it's them and, you know, the experience of being able and having the opportunity of the things that are available to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure that you would recommend folks that if they want to set up their own little itinerary or anything, to reach out to you here at the Convention and Visitors Bureau to help them to decide on what it's going to be. So what is your contact information? And also, Diane, what are your hours for those who may want to be here downtown, stop in?
Absolutely. So we are located in downtown New Philadelphia. You'll find us, but you don't need to remember our address. You're going to find us. You're going to go to the square of town, look for the Welcome Center, and come on in. We are here Monday through Friday from 8:30 until 4:30. Our phone number to call would be 800-527-3387. 800-527-3387. You can email me at partnership@traveltusk.com. That's TRAVELTUSC.com.
Okay. And of course, you're on social media, Facebook. You update that regularly, Instagram, and things like that as well.
Absolutely. Find us especially on Facebook. You can shoot us a message and we'll help you out.
Diane, yes.
Tina, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you. You know, I wrote notes and I haven't even gotten through everything. So
you can share more.
Oh, no, because we'd be here 2 hours. And I lined up the agenda for you. You and Jody have places to go. But I look forward to seeing you time and time again here in Tuscarawas County. The welcome mat is out.
Oh, and thank you so much for everything that you do and obviously the passion that you have for here in New Philadelphia and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. You're amazing. And folks, you will just love her too, just as much as we have since we've met her. So, you have a great week. It's Down Here with Tina.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to Down Here with Tina. Down Here with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. Folks, before I get to a little message I wanted to get to today, I want to remind you can give a monetary donation for Hunter the teddy bear. Hunter is a teddy bear that I'm raising funds to purchase through Little Stuffin's Workshop. You can also go there and purchase your own Hunter bear if you want. And if you purchase a bear for $25, they donate the bear back to us. And we also get extra proceeds that goes towards more bears. So I'd love for you to stop in and see Brian and those folks over at Little Stuffin's Workshop in at the River Valley Mall. I'm also doing a raffle for a rocking horse that is a wooden handcrafted rocking horse, and you can always text me, message me, or check out my Facebook page, Down Home with Tina. That will explain a little bit more about that and Hunter. But my message I wanted to just leave with you before I get out of here, I want to make you think on something. So recently I've been asking just random friends and family, what is your favorite part about today? And it really surprises me that folks are like, And some have actually responded with, I could give you my least favorite part of the day quicker than I could give you the favorite part of the day. So just think about that for a minute, because why are folks easier to say what was negative their day than the positive? Because their mindset is thinking negatively more than I think it is positively. So if you will, I'm challenging you, begin to think every day, what is your favorite part of the day? Or start asking family and friends, hey, what's your favorite part of the day? Because you're going to help them and get them to begin to think more positively than negative. I want to thank you so much for watching this week's Down Home with Tina show. Again, if you can give donations, great. Check out my Facebook. Have a great week. God bless and good day.